Well, grab your ringside seat and get ready for some fantastic boxing action. The Quest Boxing League is here at the Epsom Downs Racecourse in Surrey for tonight's 2022 season finale. Hi, my name is Alan Foley and I'm here with Dan Woodgate backstage as we prepare to go ringside in just a few moments to watch the fantastic all guns blazing lineup. And Dan, like I say, start of the season, it seems such a short time ago that we were at K2 Arena in Crawley for the unfinished business to open the season. But tonight, we've got an unbelievable lineup to look forward to. And I would say, you know, some of the best fights potentially of the entire season.
Yeah, so tonight's show's called All Guns Blazing, and there's a couple of fights on here tonight that are definitely going to live up to that. I'm really looking forward to getting ringside, commentating on these fights, and there's, like I say, there's a couple of fights that really stand out for me tonight, and a couple of the headliners are looking really good.
Yeah, well, what is coming up? Well, in our main event tonight, it is the vacant British Super Middleweight title between the challengers Lee Cannon and Mide Dedegbe. And I have to say, this fight here could potentially steal the show with two veterans going at it in potentially their last fights in the competition, and both really are hungry to win that title. So, you know, like I say, Quest has everything. It's got your young up-and-comers. It's got your guys that have been there, done that, but still want a little last bite at the cherry, you know, a little bit of glory. But for Cannon and Dedegbe, they've both won titles outside this competition. You know, they both want to finish on a high, so to speak, not just for this season, but, you know, really leave a bit of a legacy for their careers. And tonight, I know that Lee Cannon and Mide Dedegbe are literally going to put everything into this fight to become champion.
Yeah, so there's certain ingredients that make a fight. This one here, one ingredient is going to make the difference in this fight is that they've both got pride on the line in this fight. Both of them really want to win. Like you mentioned there, they're both coming towards the end of their careers. We've seen loads of them throughout the years. They're very good fighters. Both of them are going to come here and bring their absolute best, and it's going to be interesting to see which of the best of each one of them is going to be enough on the night.
Yeah, it's a fascinating contest, as I say. It is for the vacant British Super Middleweight title between Lee Cannon and Mide Dedegbe, and that is coming up a little bit later on. But before that, we've got plenty of undercard action to get on with, so I'm going to hand you over to Dan Woodgate and his co-commentator Steve Holdsworth for a huge night of Quest Boxing League action.
Here we go then. This is an interesting one. We've got Nathan Hines against a guy called Luke Denia. Now, Hines is almost a local boy and a decent record, 13 wins and 2 losses. Beat that.
Yeah, Hines is a really good fighter. He's got 13 wins, 2 losses. It's his debut tonight on Quest, but we know he's got a lot of experience outside of the Quest Boxing League. He's come here tonight. He was supposed to be fighting someone else, but there was a late pullout. So now he's fighting a guy called Luke Denia, who we know very well. Luke Denia has actually been brought in as a late replacement for fights before, and he caused an upset.
He does.
And he will be looking to do that again tonight. Luke's a very good fighter. So Nathan Hines, he's got a tougher night on his hands than he thought he was going to have. So let's see if he rises to the occasion.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, our next action will be fought in the Quest Super Middleweight division. So please put your hands together for our first fighter as he enters the arena to make his Quest Boxing League debut. Please welcome Nathan Hines. And now we welcome his opponent into the arena and to the red corner. Make some noise and welcome Luke Denia. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, our next bout of the evening in the super middleweight division. So introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, representing GP Top Team, and making his Cross Boxing League debut. Please show your appreciation and welcome Nathan Hines. And his opponent, standing across the ring, boxing out of the red corner, representing VK Gyms. Let's make some noise and welcome Luke Denia. This super middleweight showdown to be fought over 3 2-minute rounds. Our referee in charge of the action, Mr. Seamus Dunn. Our timekeeper at the bell, Mr. Peter McCann.
Here we go then, super middleweight contest scheduled for 3 2s with a young man coming out of the blue corner, Nathan Hines, who seems to think quite a lot about himself, and he may have every right to as well. I have no idea, but he's up against a stepping opponent here by the name of Luke Denia from Bognor Regis. Just have to see how it goes. I think you said previously, Dan, that Luke is a light middleweight.
Yeah, he's a light middleweight, stroke middleweight, but we have seen him step up before and do the business. So he's up against Nathan Hines tonight, who clearly takes himself very seriously. You can't get two more polarising characters. Luke Denia is literally, he's a joker. He's the joker.
Yes,
of the
I know
pack.
what he's like, yeah.
Always messing around. He's actually a good boxer as well. So Nathan Hines is not going to have an easy night tonight. It's all going to come down to how good Hines is. Obviously, we haven't seen him before. He's got a 15-fight record with 13 wins, so he's got to have something about him. But Luke Denia is a very good boxer, really underrated, and actually his best performance that we've seen him so far was actually when he stepped up a weight as a late stand-in for a title fight earlier this year. So,
and he won the title.
Yeah, could lightning strike twice.
Well, this is not, as you know, a title fight.
No.
But, it's a fascinating contest.
Yeah, this is an opportunity for Hines to come here and show what he's all about. He's got a lot of experience in 15 fights. He's not to be sniffed at.
He's won 13 of them.
Yeah, exactly. And he's up against a really good fighter in Denia. His original opponent was supposed to be Jack McLean, who's an awkward, tricky fighter himself. But Denia is a whole different animal in the sense that he actually comes here and he wants to win these fights. He's a very tricky customer, Denia. You can make even the best fighters look average, and he's doing a great job here.
Well, there's not really much in it, Dan, at the moment.
No, not at all. They've both landed shots. Arguably, you could say that Hines, because he's got that intensity of the way he fights, and these shots, they're catching the judges' eyes, but none of them's landing. Nothing's landed clean yet. He looks like he's got a lot of power, but he's telegraphs a little bit, which gives Luke Denia the opportunity to cover up, and he's caught pretty much everything that's been thrown, whereas Denia's actually landed a couple of clean shots.
Yeah, but you can see the intent here is with Hines, and that intent earns him the round for me.
Yes, yeah, I think Hines won that round. And if you ever wanted an example of what I was talking about, these two being complete opposites in their characters, at the end there, Hines sort of stepped up to Denia in that intense way that he's got about him, stared him down, and Denia just sort of looked at him and laughed and walked off.
Love it.
He's a great character, Denia. I'm a big fan of his from a boxing perspective and from a personal perspective. He's a real nice guy.
Yeah. Well, Nathan Hines, 30 years of age, 6 foot tall, from not too far down the road from Mitcham. Well, I'd say not too far. It's a lot closer than I am. Represents GB top team. And as Dan has so rightly said, this is his Quest debut tonight. Having had a successful career elsewhere. 15 fights, 13 wins. Up against Luke Denia from Bognor Regis. And Luke, as we know, is another late stand-in. And good on him for that. So round 2 we are. It's only 3 rounds this one.
Yeah, very often late stand-ins can be the sort of guys that come here and they just sort of try and collect their paycheck and off they go. But Denia's not one of those fighters. He will always come and try and win these fights.
Oh,
and
sure.
He's making a good job of this. I think just purely through the intensity of the work of Hines, he he won that first round. But he's probably like Luke Denia's probably been in the gym, but not like trying to make weight, not doing his strength and conditioning, and maybe not taking as much care of his boxing as he possibly could do. However, he's one of those fighters that he's always got something about him. Like, he doesn't have to be in tip-top shape to be able to bring a good performance. But that said, he's not going to have the energy levels that someone like Hines is going to have, who's probably been training for this fight for the past 10 or 12 weeks.
10 or 12 years.
Yeah, he's in fantastic shape, Hines, isn't he? That's great work there from Denia. That completely nullifies everything that Hines is doing by sitting on that back foot, allowing Hines to come forward and catch him on the way in.
The problem we've got here is that Denia is very much on the back foot at all times, and you can't really blame him for that. But it doesn't score points, and that is a shame for him.
It is, but then it's one of those things where you can look at it in the other way, and you can say, well, Hines is trying to be the guy that's taking the fight to Denia, but he's not being allowed to do it. Denia's taking that away from him. So from another argument, it could be the argument that work there, just landing those couple of shots there, is enough, or should be enough, to win him the round. Sorry. Again, it all comes down to what the judges are seeing. So for me in this round, like that for me, that's not good enough. Like
Well,
Hines,
landed on the arms anyway.
yeah, exactly. Hines needs to work better. Like, he needs to do better than that. For me there, I think the judges will score that to Hines. However, I actually think the better work comes from Denia in that round. Whether it was enough for him to win the round or
I
not.
accept that, yeah. Here we go then, third and final round. So Nathan Hines, well, to me has won the first couple. Have you got it, Dan?
Yeah, I've given both rounds to Hines. Purely, I think the judges have given both rounds to Hines. Put it that way.
Yeah.
I'm not sure whether he's done enough to win that last round, but then I'm not sure what Denia did either. So perhaps I would have given that last round a draw. I just really like the work that Denia's doing. Like, he's covering up. Hines is not really landed. He hasn't really landed anything clean in the whole fight. And with a fighter with the intensity that Hines brings to a fight, you'd expect a bit more. Like, you'd expect him to try and break Denia down. But what Denia's doing is really clever, because he's taking that intensity away from Hines by every time that Hines comes forward, he catches him with something. So he's made the fight.
So basically he's saying don't close the gap or else.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, exactly. So he's making Hines think. Hines is probably one of those fighters that if you don't make him think, he will just come and blow you away. He'll just walk straight through you. He's a big, powerful lad. He looks impressive. It's his debut on Quest tonight. To be honest, he probably couldn't have had much of a tougher debut against a fighter like Denia, who, again, really tricky, and he's going to take you off your rhythm. Both landed clean there. Denia landed with a nice left hook.
See, I mean, these don't count.
No, they don't. And again,
arms and gloves.
Same with the last round. Denia's landing clean shots. Hines isn't. But he's throwing more, and he looks more intent. So I I think the judges are going to score to Hines. For me, however, I find it hard to be able to give him these rounds because he's not really landing. And he's not doing what he wants to do. If anything, Denia's having the fight his way because he wants it to be easy. He wants to be nice and relaxed in there. He doesn't want to get involved in a war with someone like Hines. So,
he's got to be canny.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's what he is being. He's sort of dictating how this fight goes.
And there's the final bell. You know what? I'm going to give that last round to Luke.
Yeah, do you know what? It's one of those where I really don't think the judges are going to score in his favour.
No, I don't either. And you know, listen, I mean, he looked like he was doing it, but we're actually examining it as it goes.
Exactly, yeah. And I think if it did go in Denia's favour,
I don't think. Well,
I think Hines would be. He wouldn't be able to believe it.
No, he'd be furious.
However, like you said, we're sitting here examining. We're watching every single punch that's landing, and if anything, Denia landed more. So I don't think it's going to go his way. If it did, then there's an argument to say it probably could do.
I mean, those volleys of slaps to the arms and shoulders and the gloves, they mean nothing.
But again, it depends.
It's a waste of energy.
It depends what the judge is looking at because.
But they shouldn't be looking at that.
I know, but arguably not much happened from either side.
Well, that's true.
However, Hines threw more, was more intense. Denia landed cleaner shots.
Did they land and score points? No.
None. He didn't land one clean. I think he landed one clean shot the whole fight.
Interesting, isn't it? And Denia probably landed, what, 3 or 4?
I don't know. I think he was landing 2, 3 or 4 per round.
Well, we'll wait and see. He's got your name of your company on his
Ladies
Yes.
and gentlemen, distinguished guests, after 3 rounds of action, we go to our judges' scorecards with a unanimous decision. Your winner in the blue corner, Nathan.
Well, there you go. Nathan Hines has done enough to convince the judges that he deserves the nod. Well done, and bad luck there to Luke Denia. So here we go. Then Michael Mason defending his cruiserweight title against Ty Saunders.
Yeah, so Ty Saunders is a fight. He's only lost once on Quest Boxing League, and he lost by dislocating his
And it was
shoulder.
bad luck, wasn't it?
Yeah, he couldn't carry on. So we haven't seen enough of him to know what he's going to bring for tonight. However, he's going to want to come and take it to Michael Mason. Michael Mason won this title against Ollie Rickson back in March. Ollie Rickson is a good fighter. So Michael Mason is also a good fighter. Ty Saunders up against it tonight, but like I say, he's going to want to come and deliver the goods.
What more can I say?
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, we bring the curtain down on the league's 2022 season of championship boxing now with the showdown for the Quest Novice Cruiserweight Championship. So please welcome into the arena our challenger for the title tonight. Please put your hands together for and welcome Ty Bad Boy Saunders. Now we welcome the champion. Tonight he makes his first defense of his championship and comes to the red corner. So please welcome Quest Novice Cruiserweight Champion, Michael Mason. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, this title attraction is brought to you in association with RTX Sports, the official fight clubs of Quest. BoxFit, the UK's leading boxing equipment superstore. CB Events Group and CB Events Security. And our headline sponsor, Digital Self, a Web3 platform bringing sports to the metaverse. So ladies and gentlemen, our next part of the evening to be fought over 4 2-minute rounds is for the Quest Novice Cruiserweight Championship. So introducing to you first, the challenger, standing in the blue corner. Tonight, he represents Sheffield Park Boxing Gym. Please welcome and show your appreciation for Ty Bad Boy Saunders. And his opponent, standing across the ring in the red corner, representing Cornklutz Boxing Gym. He is the current reigning, defending Quest Novice Cruiserweight Champion, presenting Michael Mason! It's about to be fought over 4 2-minute rounds. Our referee in charge of the action, Mr. Wayne Alexander. Our timekeeper at the bell, Mr. Peter McCann.
Just like to say before we get this fight underway, a huge thank you to everything that our crew have done. The film crew, the sound crew, you name it, the crew, they're fantastic, aren't they, Dan?
The family, as I like to call them.
They're lovely, aren't they?
Yeah, we are. Honestly, it's
very lucky.
We are very lucky to have such a good team around us, and they are like a family.
Right, here we go then. Ty Saunders coming out of the blue corner against Michael Mason, and this is a novice cruiserweight title fight. And the champion, of course, is Michael Mason in the black shorts. Now, the one thing he does have over Ty Saunders is experience. But I'm sure there are things that Ty Saunders can do that Michael Mason can't.
Yeah, just from the off, you can see that Ty Saunders is quite a big puncher. Those big winging shots that come over the top. If one of those lands, you're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Michael Mason won the title back in March, where he beat Ollie Rickson. Ollie Rickson's a very good fighter himself, so it just shows the quality of Michael Mason as a fighter.
Oh, he's getting through here to Ty Saunders. Saunders not really, mind you, who is comfortable under pressure.
No, exactly. Yeah, but he's got to have to be, because Michael Mason will put
That's
pressure
the way
on
he
him.
is, isn't he? Yeah.
Michael Mason's he's a sort of fighter that will come and he will do what needs to be done to try and win this fight. Ty Saunders putting some good shots together. Nothing landing really cleanly yet, but you can see that there's power in them.
Sure.
But he's putting a lot of effort into them shots, and even in this first round, you can see he's sort of not gasping so much for air, but you can see that he's visibly
not comfortable.
Yeah, like the shots that he's putting together, he's putting a lot of effort into it, and they're taking something out of him.
Yeah.
So he's got to be careful, because this is a 4-round fight, and he's up against a guy that Michael Mason that will come forward and throw shots
For
at him.
4 rounds.
And if you're tired, taking those sort of shots makes it 10 times harder.
And there is, of course, an aspect of an opportunity like this that can actually completely drain you of your physical standing.
Yeah, when you've got someone like Michael Mason who's literally in your face all the way through, there's a really good barrage of shots here from Mason.
Good shots.
All landing, really good refereeing.
Down.
Really good refereeing there from Wayne Alexander, stepping, give the 8 count, but he went down anyway.
Yeah, saw it coming. 8.
It's
9. It's all over. It's all over. 1 round. Michael Mason defends his title. The novice cruiserweight championship stays with him, and he wins it in what? 1 minute 10 seconds.
Well, it was right at the final bell, so it'd been 2 minutes.
Sorry.
Right on the final bell. So officially that fight was stopped in between rounds, but that is exactly what we've come to expect from Michael Mason. He comes in, like I said, he will do whatever he needs to do to get the job done, and that is exactly what he come and done here.
Fantastic. Well done. And terribly bad luck there to Ty Saunders, who tried hard, but it didn't pay off for him. What a shame. And Chris Gauntlet there, absolutely delighted, and so he should be. So, all guns blazing, it was called. All guns blazing, it certainly was.
Yeah, it didn't disappoint, did it? It never does it, Steve? We've become so used to seeing these
Great
spectacular shows that we put on at Quest, what Alan Foley puts on at Quest and that we're part of, sorry.
Hasn't he done a great job?
Amazing. What a season it's been as well. What a
Yeah,
season it's been.
absolutely, yeah. And you know, like you just said, getting better all the time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, think about next year. My goodness.
12 shows arranged so far for
yeah,
next year.
Yeah, and if you can imagine how much it's improved this year, just imagine what it's going to do next year.
Yeah, do you know
there
what?
must come a point where it can't get any better.
Do you know what? I think the sky's the limit with this, Steve. Genuinely, these are the most exciting boxing shows around
Well,
today.
I have no interest whatsoever in professional boxing anymore, and haven't for the last 6 years.
Yeah, do you know what, Steve? These shows, they're different. They're something else. Like they're a genuine spectacle. When you come here, you watch these shows. You've got the cameras, you've got the lights, you've got the crew, us. It's a proper outfit. Do you know what I mean? This is really exciting. The supporters are fantastic. Everyone here, we see faces even in the crowd over and over again.
And do you think there's a degree of primitiveness about it as well? Well, there is certainly, because you know we're getting a lot of newcomers to the game, aren't we?
Do you know what, Stephen? I think I said this to you earlier. This Quest boxing is bringing boxing back to the people.
Yeah, you did say that earlier.
Professional boxing's got a little bit too big. It's all about the money. It's all about those big fights now. These are guys these are guys that are out on building sites during the day, and they're coming here and putting on performances like this at night. This is what boxing was how boxing originated. This is what it's about.
Over to John.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, at a time of 2 minutes, 4 seconds of the first round, your winner by countout and still Quest Novice Cruiserweight Champion, Michael Mason!
Well, I've got to say a big well done to Michael Mason and a big bad luck to Ty Saunders, but hey, life.
Yeah.
But again, a huge thank you to our crew and all the work they do, and my thanks to...
well done to Michael Mason.
Yeah, well, fantastic, and my thanks, of course, to Jonathan Junkyard for all of his hard work, and big thanks to Alan Foley for once again putting together a show that we were dying to see, and I'm glad we did.
Yeah, definitely. What a great show that was.
Dan Woodgate, thank you. Regional welterweight title fight now between Mark Crady and Hassan Mohammed. Now, we do know that Mohammed is a very decent boxer. He beat a previous champion, Josh Ansari, on points, and you know, to beat Sari like that, you've got to be decent.
Yeah, Sari's a very good fighter, so it's a testament to how much of a good fighter Hassan Mohammed is. He's up against Mark Crady tonight, who we know from his previous experience in the Queensbury Boxing League, now Quest Boxing League. He's actually making his Quest debut tonight, so he's coming over. We know a little bit about him. He's got his record's 7 wins, 2 losses. So he's experienced, good fighter, 38 years of age now though, against the young 26-year-old man from Reading. He's going to be up against it tonight, I think.
Well, I'm going to flick my pound on Mohammed.
Ladies and gentlemen, our title action continues now with the showdown for the Quest Regional Welterweight Championship. So please welcome our first challenger into the ring. And to the blue corner, let's make some noise and welcome Mark Crady. Now we introduce you to our champion as he enters the arena to make his first defense of the crown tonight. So please welcome into the ring and the red corner, Quest Regional Welterweight Champion, Hassan Big H. Mohammed. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, this title contest is brought to you in association with RTX Sports, the official fight gloves of Quest, Boxfair, the UK's leading boxing equipment superstore, CB Events Group and CB Events Security, and our headline sponsor, Digital Self, the Web3 platform bringing sports to the metaverse. So ladies and gentlemen, introducing you then first to our challenger this evening. Standing in the blue corner, representing Drum Spartans, please make some noise for Mark Crady. And his opponent, standing across the ring in the red corner, representing Reading Iron Fists, he is the Quest Regional Welterweight Champion. Defending his title tonight, make some noise for Hassan Big H Mohammed. This regional welterweight title showdown to be fought over 4 2-minute rounds. Our referee in charge of the action, Mr. Jimmy Hornet, and our timekeeper of the bell, Mr. Peter McCann.
Hassan Mohammed then defending his regional welterweight title against Mark Crady for 2-minute rounds for the regional welterweight title. Should be interesting. Mark Crady takes on Hassan Mohammed. And a great deal between them, Dan. On paper, at least.
No, so Creedy's had one more fight than Mohammed. Both got good winning records. Hassan Mohammed got 6 wins under his belt. Crady got 7.
Oh, big right
there from Mohammed. Big H on the back of his shorts.
Well, I've got a friend who actually tipped Mark Crady to be the winner here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not sure that's going to happen.
No, do you know what? I think Mohammed, what we've seen in the past, he's quite a slick boxer. He's got a bit of power. He's not afraid to use it. Very relaxed. Yeah, for me, Creedy's the one that's really up against it tonight. It's not going to be an easy walkover task for Hassan Mohammed. They never are. But yeah,
Bit of the Nasser. Sorry. Carry on, Dan.
Yeah, so Hassan Mohammed he's taking his time. He's looking for those shots. He's landed a big shot already. That was a big thudding punch that landed, and you can hear it, couldn't you? Reverberated around the arena.
Yeah, well, there's a 12-year gap as well in age between these. Of course, Crady being the older at 38. I was about to say that Hassan Mohammed reminds me a wee bit of Nassim Hamed. You know, he's got this air of confidence about him. He's got power. Mind you, Hamed could hit like no one had ever been hit by before.
Yeah, and Nassim Mohammed, just he's different level. You can't really compare anyone to him. I understand what you're saying with this loose, relaxed style, but yeah, I think it's a stretch to say he reminds me of Nassim Hamed.
Well, you know, in certain ways.
Yeah, definitely. Like I say, I see where you're coming from, but if he wanted to replicate that a little bit more, he needs to move his feet a little bit more. That's if we're going to have any sort of criticism of his performance so far. Start moving your feet around. Just start coming at different angles. At the moment, he's very head-on, straightforward. He doesn't really have to do any more than what he's doing now.
True.
But are you the sort of fighter that's going to sit and settle for just enough?
No, he won't be happy doing that.
No,
He'll want to make it
yeah.
emphatic.
And we've seen in the past he can do it. He's a very good fighter. But definitely won the round. Really good performance.
Yep, and he's a Reading boy, but from Reading in Berkshire, from the Reading Iron Fist Club. 6 wins, 1 loss. His quest record is 1 fight, 1 win. And he beat the previous champion, Josh Ansari, on points in September to win this particular title. So that's Hassan Mohammed. And as for his opponent, Mark Crady, well, he's won 7 and lost 2. This is his quest debut. And he used to compete in the Queensbury Boxing League events as well. And he's 38, you know, which doesn't help.
No, but you can see he's kept himself in fantastic shape. Looks in really good shape.
Well, I'm nearly 38, Dan.
Yeah, you're not far off, are you?
So round 2 it is, and we've got Hassan Mohammed in the. He's wearing those black tights as well, so he's you know, he's looking the part too, isn't he?
Yeah, so he's got this
nice body shot.
He's got this air of confidence around him, isn't he? Like the way he presents himself. He presents himself as someone that knows exactly what he's doing, and he's showing us that. He's showing us that.
But the problem here is Crady's actually falling for it. He's been taken in by every single move and every threat.
Yeah, and that's exactly that. All the traps that Hassan Mohammed is setting,
And we've talked about this before.
Crady's falling into him.
Yes, fighters do set traps for their opponents. Sometimes it's to make them move on to the punch you want to land. Sometimes it's just getting them to move somewhere that you feel more comfortable, on the ropes or in the corner. You know.
Sometimes it's just to see what they're going to do.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's something I used to do as a counter puncher. I used to like throw certain shots and
nice.
just see what the reaction was, because if I throw a jab 3 times, do they do the same thing 3 times?
That's
Therefore,
a good point.
I can then gamble on, as I throw
he's
the
going to
jab.
put his left hand up or his right hand, or he's going to cup them into his belly or something. Yes, absolutely right, Dan.
So I can feint a jab and turn it into a left hook or something like that. It's it's a really good performance.
He's got him. He's got him.
That is.
Well,
that
looks like a cracking win for Hassan Mohammed.
Really, really good performance from Hassan Mohammed there. I think Crady should stay down. I don't think he should get back up.
No, it's all over. It's all over.
Yeah,
there you are. Second round
done
knockout.
the right thing there. Yeah, excellent performance from Mohammed, and someone that he's got so much more to give as well. So much more to give. He's really exciting, and someone that I'm really looking forward to seeing grow into these big
bad
fights.
luck there to Mark Crady. But excellent win for Hassan Mohammed. Just 26 years of age, I believe. Reading boy. Good luck. And bad luck there to Mark Crady. You think at 38 years of age, Mark sitting like that, he'll be looking this over and he'll probably be saying, that'll do.
That'll do me. That'll do me.
Oh, but, then again, he might not.
No, do you know what? It's one of those, isn't it?
I mean, you're nearly 40, aren't you?
Yeah, 40 next year, yeah.
I mean, when you think he's 2 years off your age, I mean, would you contemplate doing this?
I would fight again if I felt the need to. But then you don't know if your body's going to do what it used to do.
What your mind thinks it can.
Exactly that. Yeah. So as you get older, I think punch resistance goes. I've always been someone who's had a really good chin. And Crady may well have as well, but as you get older, I think your punch resistance goes.
You do lose it.
Yeah, I think your mind just goes, oh no, like have a little lay down rather than. Like I think initially when you're younger, your body wants to get back up and fight, but.
No, when you get to our age, Dan, you just have a bit of toast and a cup of tea, don't you?
Yeah, that's right, our age, yeah.
Hey, you're not far off it.
Well, I'm closer to getting to your age than I am to ever being 38 again.
No, you're not. You're actually closer to him.
Well, I'm never going to be 38 again.
You're never going to be my age either.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests.
Here we go.
At a time of 1 minute, 49 seconds of the second round, your winner by countout and still
well done.
Quest Boxing League's regional welterweight champion, Hassan Big H Mohammed.
So Big H has done it. Hassan Mohammed still the regional welterweight champion, and bad luck there to Mark Crady. They were decent punches, but as you so rightly said, there comes a point in their life when you go, that'll do.
That'll do, yeah.
And his body just switched off.
And he was actually boxing all right up until then, against a very good Hassan Mohammed, who's a tricky customer for anyone, and he's someone I'm really looking forward to seeing to grow into the league and see where he can go with this.
So here we go then. It's a vacant British Super Middleweight title fight between Mide Dedegbe and Lee Cannon. Now, I spoke to Lee Cannon last week. He was absolutely buzzing about getting on here tonight. But the thing is, he's up against a guy who's coming off a loss. And he wants to put that right. Yeah,
so Dedegbe is one of these fighters that he's really impressive to look at. He's actually a very good boxer as well. And he can actually fight. But he was stopped by Ronnie Chisholm, who we know is a very good boxer, a very good fighter. He's up against Lee Cannon tonight. Lee Cannon is a face that we've seen in the past. He's a very good fighter, really exciting, really high energy. This is going to be a really good fight. It's going to be really interesting to see how this one turns out. I wouldn't know where to put my money on this one.
Me neither.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, our title action continues now with the showdown for the vacant Quest British Super Middleweight Championship between challengers Mide Dedegbe and Lee the Loose Cannon. So ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, please put your hands together for our first challenger to enter the arena, Mide Dedegbe. Now we welcome our second challenger into the arena. To the red corner, please welcome Lee the Loose Cannon. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, this title action brought to you in association with RTX Sports, the official fight gloves of Quest, Boxfit, the UK's leading boxing equipment superstore, CB Events Group and CB Events Security, and our headline sponsor, Digital Self, the Web3 platform bringing sports to the metaverse. So ladies and gentlemen, our next bout of the evening for the British Super Middleweight Championship. Introducing then first, our first challenger, standing in the blue corner. He wears the grey, silver and white shorts, fighting out of Team Underground, presenting Mide Dedegbe. His opponent tonight, standing across the ring, boxing out of the red corner, our second challenger for the championship tonight, wearing the red, white, and blue shorts, fighting out of Boxing Booth Gym, presenting Lee the Loose Cannon! This British Super Middleweight Championship then to be fought over 5 2-minute rounds. Our referee in charge of the action when the bell rings, Mr. Ken Curtis, and our timekeeper at the bell, Mr. Peter McCann. To give his final instructions, Mr. Ken Curtis.
Here we go then for the vacant British Super Middleweight title. 5 rounds of boxing. Referee Ken Curtis, and this is between Mide Dedegbe and Lee Cannon. Now, I made a few notes. I've said that Degbe is smart, he's got a good punch on him, despite being beaten by Ronnie Chisholm the last time we saw him. But I've also said Lee Cannon is is very busy, lively individual.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say as well.
And I don't know who to pick.
Yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? You've got Lee Cannon, who tends to be someone who comes out high work rate, although it looks like he's getting crouching down looking for a boxing match. Yeah, someone in the past we've seen high work rate, tends to break his opponents down. Real likeable guy, good boxer, and can fight a bit as well. Up against the Degbe, who, as you rightly said, he lost to Ronnie Chisholm by stoppage back in November of last year, so a year ago pretty much to the day. He was stopped by Ronnie Chisholm. Ronnie Chisholm's a very good fighter.
On his day, yes.
Yes, yeah. So yeah, it is one of those pick 'em fights, isn't it? Before the first bell rings, up until the final bell, it is literally going to be
anyone's.
Yeah, anyone's. There's not really much to split them. They're both quite experienced, both got a similar amount of fights under their belts.
We like the pair of these, and we've seen them come up through the ranks as time has gone on, and they've done exceptionally well.
Yeah,
nice
both
work there from Cannon.
really good work from Cannon there.
The right hand missed, but the left hand really got through in
it was
good
a
style.
really awkward angle that shot come from as well, so Degbe wouldn't have seen that coming. But this is a bit of it's one of those, isn't it? Sometimes when you get two good fighters or two good boxers in the ring, I call them fighters. Boxer, use that term.
That's all right, it's fine.
As if they're synonymous. But when you get two good fighters in the ring, sometimes they can sort of cancel each other out. And I think that's a little bit of what we're seeing here. They're both boxing really well.
Because they're both very smart.
Yeah, both very smart, both boxing really well, which means not really a lot is happening because neither's trying to commit.
But you can see in the undergrowth that there's something going to happen.
There's potential for a really good fight to kick off here. Whether we're going to see that in this next 5 rounds, we don't know yet. But I imagine one of these is going to take the initiative at some point in this fight and say, do you know what, I want to win this fight.
Yeah, I can't separate them there, Dan.
No, that's a draw round. You can't score it any other way, I don't think.
They're going to say that Mide Dedegbe comes from Peckham in South London, and I fought someone from Peckham. I beat someone from Peckham, actually. If you're listening or watching, Sylvester Gordon, good evening.
I don't think I ever fought anyone from Peckham.
Did you not? Oh, they're good.
I don't know. I wouldn't know.
He was a decent fighter, very experienced. Went on to beat a lot of guys that I would not have fancied myself against. But I got lucky.
Just too good, Steve, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, right. So round 2 then. Mide Dedegbe against Lee Cannon. I can't separate them after the first round. And it may be like that through the entire fight, Dan.
Yeah, it is one of those, isn't it? It's for the purist, this is the sort of fight that actually is quite interesting to watch. You go, they're sort of cancelling each other out.
But it could be explosive too.
Yeah, but like we're seeing there, it has got the potential to explode. But for the casual, these sort of fights can come across as being like as if not a lot's happening, but there is a lot happening there because they're both thinking, they're both trying to box, they're both doing their jobs properly, which inevitably in this it's a great shot by Cannon over the top. Degbe, his legs wobbled a little bit there. That's a lovely shot by Cannon.
What a punch. Oh, he's had it here. I'll be amazed if he goes on.
Yeah, I think
he won't go on,
Curtis.
surely.
No, Ken Curtis do well. Stop this. Why is the corner not stepping in?
Oh, he's completely gone. Next punch is going to be the last punch. Next punch will be the last.
The corner should be throwing the towel in here.
Yeah.
He's in a bad way. He's not recovered.
What a shame for Mide. Oh, he's gone again. As we knew he would. No need for that. No need for that, Dan, was there?
No, I'm furious with that.
Yeah.
The corner was standing by with a towel in their hand. Why didn't they take that initiative and just throw that towel in the first place? He clearly wasn't recovered. Ken Curtis had obviously seen something in his eyes that he was still there. From where we were sitting, he looked like he was wobbled. He looked like he wasn't in a position to carry on. I'm disappointed in the corner there. And I think Ken could have done a better job of stopping that a little bit earlier. He took 1 or 2 more shots than he needed to in that fight.
Yeah, what a shame for Mide. Well, Lee Cannon It's the new British Super Middleweight champion, and do you know what? He might keep that for a little while. But I just feel for Mide because he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
You know, and he took one punch too many.
Yeah, he's
and
still
they
not
could
right.
be very dangerous.
Yeah, he's still
Of
not
course
right.
he's not right.
He's just walked across the ring and
He won't
stumbled.
be
a little
right
bit.
for 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dead legged. What a shame. But congratulations to Lee Cannon. It wasn't his fault.
Do you know what, Steve? Not trying to blow our trumpets, but we was 100% right there. This was a fight where they were sort of cancelling each other out, but it had the potential to explode, and that's exactly what happened. Exactly what happened, and it was Cannon that come out on top.
Well, I think you said that, didn't you?
Yeah, really good performance from both fighters. It was Lee, the loose cannon, that landed the telling shot, and it should have been stopped there for me. I don't think it should have carried on.
Totally agree with you. I mean, I'm not blaming anyone except the corner.
It is what it is. You see what you see. Obviously, the referee's in a different position from us. The corner in a different position from us. I think the corner should have stepped in there.
I think you're right.
I
mean, they know him better than anyone.
Yeah, I think if the referee would have stopped it, they could have turned around and potentially made arguments, but they should have stopped it. They shouldn't even let him get up. They should have been in there, stopped the fight.
What a shame.
From the off.
Anyway,
but
it's done now.
Yeah, exactly.
And we have a new champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, at a time of 1 minute, 25 seconds of the second round, your winner by countout and new Quest British Super Middleweight Champion, Lee the Loose Cannon!
Well done, Lee. What can I say? Terrific performance. You know, he caught me there with a cracking shot. Never got over it. Should never have been allowed to carry on, but did, and of course took another big shot. There you go.
He's going to be fine. He's going to be fine.
Yeah,
but
I hope so.
let's not expose
let's
not expose our fighters to more damage than they potentially need.
But you know as well as I do. You know, everyone's job, first and foremost, is the protection of the fighter and the health of the fighter. You know, it really is, and I don't make any bones about that whatsoever.
No, these titles are super important. These titles are really important to these fighters. They're important to the Quest Boxing League, but they're not more important than the fighter's health.
Wow, well, Lee, let me grab a few words with you, because you need the right belt. So many. Well, Lee, we spoke last week at the K2 Arena show in Crawley, and we said, you know, you've won countless titles on the Queensbury Boxing League events, novice, regional, national, and you said the only one that had eluded you was the British, and if you could add that one tonight, that would kind of be the icing on your cake for a career that spanned probably 10, 11 years now, but try and put into words how you're feeling.
Words can't even express at the moment. It's been a long journey. I think I've been fighting. You've been a promoter for myself for 11, 12 years now, so it's been a long time. We've had countless title shots, 4 belts. This, like we said, this was the only one that I haven't got yet. So now to get this in front of the home crowd as well, it's a dream come true.
Let's look at the performance now. Coming into this fight, we talked about Mide Dedegbe as an opponent. We knew he was good. We knew he boxed stablemates of yourself in past years, but did you really believe that you'd be able to put on a performance and get that sort of result?
I said from day one, I said, I'm hitting hard at 12 stone. Give me 10 ounce, 12 ounce gloves, you're going over. I think I seen Wayne Alexander somewhere last week. He said, how do you think you're going to get on? I said, I'll stop him, without a doubt. He said, you sure? I was like, I'll stop him. If I catch him with a right hand, he ain't going to get up. It might have took a couple, but we got the job done.
When he went down, obviously, the first time, he looked really unsteady as he got up, and I think he could have potentially been stopped there, but you know, you went in, you sort of got straight back into the rhythm, and you caught him with some big shots, and you could clearly see at the end there, he really wasn't going to continue.
No, and them new gloves are not forgiving at all. But no, look, it was a great performance. Well done to the Degbe for stepping in. I know we both had a long camp. We're veterans in the league now, but look, I've got my belt and I'm walking out the champion.
And what does the future hold for you now?
We'll see. I mean, but behind the scenes, I was kind of saying, look, like this is going to be my last one. I'm 37 in January. We've had 24, 25 now. I've won everything that I could have won. The only thing I haven't done successfully is defend. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I feel good. I've trained for 14 weeks. I haven't had any injuries. I felt good throughout the whole camp. I haven't felt like an old man. I feel like I could carry on. So we'll take a week's rest. I'll get back, speak to the team, and then we'll see.
Well, listen, congratulations. I know you're going to want to celebrate with all the fans that have come here tonight, your team. It was a fantastic performance, and obviously we're going to let you celebrate Christmas as the new Quest British Super Middleweight champion. Congratulations, Lee. Well done. Wow, well, what an absolutely unbelievable finish to the 2022 season here at the famous Epsom Downs Racecourse in Surrey. And topping it off, Lee Cannon wins the vacant British Super Middleweight title with a devastating performance against Mide Dedegbe. And Dan, you were there calling the fight ringside, and I've got to say, I don't think I've seen Cannon perform as well as that in all of the previous fights that he's ever had in the competition. And I've got to say, what a way to close the year.
Yeah, do you know, these both guys that we know really well, both put on great performances for us in the past, and he was up against it tonight. Both of them had to put it all on the line tonight, and Lee Cannon was the one to come out on top. He's always been all action, always been high energy. From the start, it looked like he was taking his time with this one, which was a little bit unusual for him. He's usually straight in there, guns are blazing. Well, not guns are blazing, but he puts it all on the line. Degbe was up to it until Lee Cannon landed that shot. Big shot coming from Cannon, and a fantastic performance for both fighters, but especially from Lee Cannon. What a performance to go out. And how many belts has he won now? Unbelievable.
3 or 4 belts now. And, you know, he did say in the build-up to this fight, he said, up at 12 stone with those smaller gloves, if I catch him, if I hit him on the chin, I'm confident I'm going to stop him. And he was obviously good on his word. And what a way, like I say, for Lee Cannon to claim his 4th belt at the end of the season. So, again, there were some amazing fights on tonight's bill, but that is all we've got time for here tonight at the Epsom Downs Racecourse in Surrey. But the Quest Boxing League will be back with a whole new season of great championship action starting on Saturday, February the 11th here at Epsom Downs Racecourse in Surrey. So, until then, I'm Alan Foley, this is Dan Woodgate, and this is Quest Boxing League.